didn't have enough time. I'm working 50 hours a week, just like this dumb son of a bitch next to me. And we don't have enough time to fix this. So all we have,
23. Look at us.
yeah. So all we have is like the fucking the trailer with the second trailer smashed together, looped, while we talk about this. But I'm telling you, the trailer shows you the whole movie. As you hear us speak,
Of course.
you will see in the trailer that it's the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Get ready. The Flash. Entire movie spoilers. Now, the movie, we already know from the regional leak about a year ago, is going to start with a bunch of terrorists attacking a hospital. Don't ask me why terrorists want to attack a hospital. Because nowadays,
irrelevant.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. Nowadays, I see terrorists attacking Christian schools and little boys and girls and shit like that. They don't give a fuck about fucking hospitals. But whatever. Terrorists go and attack the hospitals. Because they're attacking the hospitals, there's an infirmary or whatever the fuck.
Infirmary, yeah.
There they go. And that's where the little babies are born. And shit. When little babies are born. Yeah,
And
don't
shit.
ask me. I don't know why. Don't ask me why.
Okay.
So
I
all
won't.
of a sudden,
I'm afraid of it, actually.
all of a sudden, they contact, I guess, or they ask for help and shit to help those terrorists or to stop the terrorists. And all of a sudden, the Justice League shows up. But some of the Justice League members are busy because Henry Cavill got fired. And Gal Gadot is busy saving, no, not Gal Gadot, but Aquaman is busy filming his sequel movie with Amber Heard. And so the only people that show up to save the day is The Flash, Mary Allen, Ezra Miller,
Good luck with that shit.
Batfleck, Batman, Ben Affleck. We've seen it right there. We're seeing it right there in the trailer. And Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. They show up to stop the terrorists. The half of the Justice League. But they show up. And what's that happen is a terrorist, for whatever reason, and without any explanation, and I can't figure out how, because maybe the person who saw this movie doesn't want to explain it. But all of a sudden, the babies are flying out of the building. They throw the babies out the door, and the Flash has to run and catch them. And if you think I'm playing around, there's the pop toy they're going to sell to go along with it. From the scene of the movie where the Flash has to run and catch all the babies from flying out of the window of the building. Because the bad guys decide to throw the babies out the window. From the hospital.
Is it an explosion? That would make more sense, like where you see like and you see all
If it
the
was an
babies.
explosion, the babies would have been automatically dead.
Well, yeah, I know, but it's like one of these fucking movies where it's like obviously not true to fucking.
I think they're gonna throw the babies out the window. That's how stupid it's gonna be. That's just me thinking.
No, of course, okay.
You think it's an explosion? The babies fly out. That's even stupider.
Why else would it be? Is it an atomic fucking like going like I don't know, like maybe he came into space and time and he was like, and then makes that fucking thing, or maybe he was running really fast and like he's fucking going through fucking babies and shit, like crazy.
Well, whatever it is, for whatever reason, there will be babies flying in the air and the Flash having to save them all.
I love the fact that you were gonna say there will be blood.
Because it could be anything. It could be what I say. It could be what you say. It could be something totally stupider than what we're thinking. But the point is, there is going to be a scene in the beginning where fucking the Flash is catching babies from the sky from falling out of a building, which is weird. That's weird.
Or maybe not giving a shit. He's just fuck you, babies.
But anyways, before the terrorists are caught, Gal Gadot finally shows up and she says, "I'm sorry I'm late." Because actually, in the beginning, it's only the Flash and Batman. Batfleck
was
were
fighting
fighting.
Palestinians right now.
Well, not Palestine. Well, yeah, she probably was. In real life, she was a member of the army. She fucking killed a bunch of them before she became a Hollywood star. That's no lie. But, anyways, we're not political.
No, we're not. I'm just saying.
Gal Gadot comes out and says, sorry I'm late. I was helping Shazam resurrect a little boy, whatever fucking his last movie that made no sense. Not going to be part of the next universe, and neither are we. But here we go in this fake movie. And she goes ahead and she says goodbye or whatever, and they leave. And that's when we see Bruce Wayne talk to fucking Ezra Miller. And he tells him, Ezra Miller confesses and tells him, like, hey, I want to tell you about, like, the first time I finally decided to use my powers, because I got my powers back in 2013. And when I got my powers, that's when General Zod attacked Metropolis. And he was fighting Superman, and the Wayne building was falling. And remember, we even saw in Batman vs. Superman that's when Bruce Wayne got mad because he saw the building falling. He said, fuck you, and you destroyed shit in my building and all the employees and everyone died. And he was mad. But Barry Allen was there too, freshly, with his brand new powers. And just like some of the leaked toys that we've seen, and it's even in the trailer, and I paused it right here for you, this is a flashback to the day where he first used his powers in a homemade suit. The day General Zod starts attacking Metropolis. In Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And so we're going to see this in the movie.
This is a question, son.
Go ahead.
Why am I not excited yet?
Because it's Ezra Miller. That's why I'm not excited. They're tying it to Zack Snyder's Justice League. But it's not cool because we know this guy is a pervert and a child molesting criminal.
It's not cool because he's a child molester and, you know.
Yeah, yucky cat.
Shut up, Carmen.
He's a criminal.
Yeah.
Anyways. So anyways, Barry ends up confessing to Bruce Wayne that, hey, remember back in Justice League when we saved the day? Well, we actually lost. He tells him, we actually lost, but I went back in time 10 seconds and made sure we didn't lose. And fucking Bruce Wayne freaks out. Ben Affleck freaks out and he tells him, Barry, if what you're telling me is true, what you did was super dangerous because you changed what was supposed to happen and you're fucking with shit you don't understand.
I hope he said it in a Bostonian fucking way. You're really fucked up. You're fucking up, man. That would be fucking awesome, dude. I mean, I would just give it a fucking like 5 out of 5 if he said it like that as Batman.
Yeah.
You're fucking up, man.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Yeah.
So
that would be.
He tells Barry, honestly, as a mentor and a friend, I'm telling you, don't fucking change time again. Don't travel forward and don't go back in time because you're messing with stuff you don't understand and stuff that I don't understand. He told him like that. Like, you can change, you can really destroy a lot of stuff. Like, just don't do it. And Barry's all like,
don't you dare put it on clutch. Just do the reverse. Yeah.
And so, even though he talks to Bruce, Ezra Miller doesn't give a fuck because it's Ezra Miller.
Of course.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And he decides to go back in time and make it so that his mom and dad, so his mom doesn't die. And if his mom doesn't die, his dad doesn't go to jail. So he goes back and he figures out by going back in time that if he removes a can of tomato soup from the grocery store that the mom was going to buy, then that would make the mom go to another store to buy that tomato soup because she wanted that specific brand. And so that would change.
This is a genius thinking about going back in time and building everything.
Exactly.
And he's like, what if I take this and put it over here?
Exactly. It'll change things. And so that's what makes her not die. And so when Barry goes back in time, tries to go back to his time by doing that. As he's traveling through to the Speed Force, the Black Flash comes out and he freaks out and he pushes him and he ends up
just because he's black.
Yeah, the Black Flash, dude. Don't worry about it. He's BLMs.
Oh
and
my
he pushes
God.
him, and he ends up falling into 2013 in the past.
Uh-huh.
And when he's there, he realizes that because he's in the past, he meets himself,
Yeah.
the kid again, and his mom's still alive. Yeah.
That's the number one rule. Don't fucking meet yourself.
He meets himself again.
He meets him?
Yeah, he meets him. And he
Jesus.
sees that his mom and his dad are still alive because they never died, because he did change stuff when he moved the can. He finds out that it works. But he finds out that this since his mom never died, that he was never going to become the Flash. And so he tells the Barry that he meets, the younger self, hey, I know how you can become the Flash, because in this universe you're not going to, but I can tell you how. Let's just do it, because it's going to happen like tomorrow. And he's like, okay, well, let's do it. And so he goes, and they set up the same experiment, the same shit that happened when he became the Flash. They set it up.
Yeah.
But when the lightning strikes, this idiot is in the way of his younger self, and he gets struck, and the lightning goes through him. But then the lightning also hits his younger self. So
I like how smart they are to go back in time, but yet there's this one dumbass was in the way. No, you fucked up. Oh my God, what the fuck?
Yeah, the future self gets in the way of the lightning, and it strikes both of them.
Yeah.
The younger self gets the powers like he's supposed to. But the older guy from the future, if the lightning hits him, he loses the powers. And so now he can't travel back to his own reality because he doesn't have powers.
Wow.
And he says, you know what? There's only one person that can help us, Bruce Wayne. And he goes, why are we going to Bruce Wayne's house? And he goes, well, you don't know it yet, but Bruce Wayne is the Batman, and he recruited us to be in the Justice League.
And he's rich as fuck. He can fucking fix anything.
Yeah. And so this guy's like, okay, well, let's go to Bruce Wayne's house. So they go to Bruce Wayne's house, and Bruce Wayne is not Ben Affleck. It's Michael Keaton, a retired Batman who doesn't want to be Batman and is secluded and doesn't want to talk to nobody. He wants to be alone, like Darby Allin. That's the way he is. And when they meet him, he doesn't believe them and doesn't want to be a part of them and shit. But then, after Barry Allen told them everything that happened in their universe, they see the news and they see that General Zod arrives. Michael Shannon from the Man of Steel, he arrives. And it's the events that are supposed to be happening during Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Because it's in the past. So it's following the Snyderverse, which is what pisses me off, because you're doing something marvelous. You have this fucking homosexual groomer.
You can't say it's marvelous if it's DCist.
Yeah. But you have this homosexual fucking groomer here playing the Flash, which ruins it as well, Kike. It does. Yeah. And so then what ends up happening is because Zod arrives and he's asking where the fuck is Superman, and the government's all like, yeah.
That's all he does. He concerned. Where the fuck is Superman?
Well, that was his concern. He wanted Kal-El in the Man of Steel.
Yeah.
So that's what he wants. And Kal-El's not here. And so then Batman tells the Flash, holy shit, you're not lying. And he says, okay, what's the plan? And he tells them, well, we need to find Superman. And in this universe, they find out that the rocket or meteor that landed on Kansas, the government confiscated and took it to Area 51 or wherever the fuck. And so they say, well, we got to go find Superman. And they break into it.
Uh-huh.
The younger Flash with his new powers.
Yeah.
And then the regular Flash with no powers and Batman. And we've seen that in the trailers, because one of them's not wearing a suit, and it's the Barry Allen who doesn't have powers.
Yeah.
But they end up rescuing Supergirl, because when they get there, it's not Superman that the government has, it's Supergirl. And we find out that there was 2 rockets, just like in the comic books, that were sent off into space, and Superman's rocket got destroyed and only his cousin made it. In the comic book, Superman makes it, but his cousins got captured by Brainiac.
There's an alternative fucking universe.
Yeah.
Marvel did it first. Okay, yeah.
No. They both. This is from the comic books, you dick.
I know. I'm just fucking kidding. God damn it, it's a joke. Calm down. Put your pennies on.
Technically, Marvel did do it first in the theaters.
That's what the kids know, you know.
Yeah. And so they find Supergirl, and she gets her powers once she gets into the sun, and she decides to join them. And they tell her the plan, and they tell her, like, look, everything's supposed to be different, and we need to stop this and correct this, and this guy is the only one who can help him, but we need to get his powers back. And so Bruce Wayne...
And his name is...
Ezra Miller. Yeah. And so Bruce Wayne...
Donald Trump, but okay, yeah.
Bruce Wayne comes up with a plan, and he says, to get his powers back, I can recreate the experiment, and we'll strap him to this chair during a thunderstorm and put all the chemicals in it, just like in the comic books, just like in the Flashpoint. That's just perfect because they're following the comic books, and we'll recreate the experiment. It's basically Frankenstein. They sit him down in a chair, bro, strapped up with with a rod, and then they put all these chemicals on the chair and shit. And they're waiting for the lightning to strike.
Speed of light. It's speed of light. It's always been like that. Yeah.
And so when that happens, because they try to recreate it, the experiment, Batman does it. When that happens, Barry Allen catches on fire and burns.
Oh.
And dies.
Well, obviously, yeah. If you burn, you die. Yeah.
And he dies. And so then what's going to happen in the movie, because it happens a little bit different in the comic books, but the same concept happens. What happens in this movie is that Supergirl then grabs the corpse of Ezra Miller and
the
flies
ashes and the bones. Yeah.
And she flies him into the sky, into the thunderstorm. And then lightning hits them. And the second time lightning hits him, all of a sudden the corpse starts regenerating.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Because the Flash, no, this is just like the comic books.
I know, but I was just, okay, yeah.
And his powers regenerate him, and he's got his powers back. In the comic books, she didn't fly him into the air. In the comic books, did she? No. In the comic books, what ended up happening is that the corpse, after a little bit of time, started regenerating because all of a sudden he got his powers back. Yeah. But anyways, so they follow the comic books there, and the Flash finally has his powers back. So now we have two Flashes. We have Supergirl and Batman about to fight General Zod and the evil Kryptonians. And so that's the end of the movie. They all start fighting and shit. And what ends up happening here, and we read it last time, we'll read it again, is that Supergirl and Batman both die. Michael Keaton and Supergirl,
I was expecting that.
the lesbian, they both fucking die. And the whole movie, the younger Barry Allen, the more immature one, he's gonna have a crush, and we see it in the trailers. He's gonna have a crush on Supergirl, and he falls in love with her. And when she fucking dies, he flips out, and he
started dating men.
Cheers, Ezra Miller.
Cheers. Well, you said flipped out, and I was like, oh, he started dating men. He was unconsolable. And you know what? He couldn't find the same kind of love.
Let's finish this movie.
Pretty built. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Fucking guy, this is a long movie. All right. Anyways, when he fucking finally, they kill Supergirl and they fucking
Finally.
kill Batman. Well, fuck you fucked me up. Now I gotta remember what I was saying,
No,
you dumbass.
no, I'm just thinking about what he thought. I was like, finally.
Are you done? We're never
Yes, I'm
gonna
done,
finish
guys.
this movie.
All right. Jesus.
All
I'm just
right.
trying to make it funny. Good.
When
Go ahead.
fucking Batman Michael Keaton's Batman dies and
Yeah,
Supergirl dies, that the younger Flash, who had a crush on Supergirl, gets fucking pissed.
Yeah.
And that he starts going back in time, trying to stop her from dying.
Mm-mm.
And every time he does it, he fucks up more or something else happens. And so then Ezra Miller notices, what is this guy doing? And he's just, what is he doing? And so he starts chasing after him.
Mm.
And they're going, both of them going back in time, a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. And they keep going back to the same moment and they keep failing. And he keeps trying to tell him, what are you doing? Stop. What are you doing? Stop. And he's like, I'm trying to save her. And I'm trying to save him. I'm trying to save Batman. And he's just like, you can't. He goes, don't you understand? Yeah. And he tries to tell him, you're fucking up because that's how I fucked up the first time because I tried to save our mom. And you're going back over and over and over again. You're going to keep fucking up the world. Like, what are you doing? And eventually, the young Barry Allen turns to him and says, nobody's going to fucking die. We're going to save everybody. And all of a sudden, he starts getting all this Kryptonian armor. And we've already seen this in the trailer. The Japanese trailer leaked it. He starts growing a spike. And he tells him, no one's going to fucking die. And he turns into the Dark Flash. And so, the Flash,
Bum, bum.
the monster that he saw in the beginning of the movie, the very first time he went back in time to save his parents, the monster he saw was this kid that he met later on in the alternate timeline he made by saving his mom. Look. The story is good, but it's the actor. It's the actor that pisses me the fuck off and makes me hate it.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that means biased. Yeah.
Well, it is? Is it my fault that they chose a fuck up to be the guy?
I don't know. You
Is
tell
it my
me,
fault?
I guess. It's not your fault.
No, it's not.
It's the producer's fault.
Yeah. It's not my fault that this shit sucks ass. It really isn't. It's these assholes' fault. But anyways, let's finish the story off.
Oh shit, it's not done. Okay,
No,
good.
no.
Let's keep going.
So he finds out that this guy's the real bad guy, and he's the one that's fucking been chasing him from the beginning. And so he says, shit, the only way to fix this is to go back and put the can of soup back so that my mom dies and none of this ever happens. And so that's what he does. And the whole time, the evil Flash, the Dark Flash, which we fucking have said already, chases him, but he manages to put the can of soup back and everything goes back to normal. But when he fucking wakes up, oh, well, here's another thing. When he's running through the multiverse, this is where all the crazy cameos and all the badass shit happens. When he's running through the multiverse, all of a sudden, you're gonna see like visions of different universes, and some of the visions include the past Batman movies, Christopher Reeves and his Superman movies, and Zack Snyder's shit.
Bit much.
Stock
Bit
footage.
much.
It's stock footage. They said it's stock footage.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
one thing that wasn't stock footage is that we'll see Nicolas Cage Superman fighting a fucking...
Oh, that'd be fucking badass.
Nicolas
Not
Cage
gonna
Superman
lie, that would be
fighting a
fucking
robot
badass.
spider. Yeah. Yeah, just like John Peter said. And then at the very end, when Barry Allen is traveling back to his world and he finally arrives and he stops, he's right there in front of Batman, but it's not Batman. It's George Clooney's Batman. And
So it is
George
Batman.
Clooney arrests him.
Wait, what?
That's how the Flash movie will end.
But George Clooney is still Batman.
Yeah.
Right? The
You're
old
under
Batman
arrest.
with the nipples.
Yeah.
Okay, and he arrests him?
Because back then, the villains would go to jail. Kike, do you not remember his movies?
No. What I'm saying, what I'm fucking asking is, it's George Clooney. The George Clooney from the early 2000s that had the nipple fucking suit.
Yeah.
If he's going to be there, that makes it all better. I'm not going to lie.
It is.
If I see nowadays in 2023 a suit of Batman with nipples, I'll be like, you know what? We still have hope.
You know what else they said during the cameo scenes that they had said earlier, where we're gonna see different universes with different like fucking Batmans and Supermans and shit. One of them, Gomer, you might like this. One of them's gonna be Jay Garrick, and it's gonna be Teddy Sears from the old Flash series.
Oh shit, dude.
He's gonna be playing
that.
Jay Garrick.
Hey, like shit like this, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel and check out the full podcast on the link to the right, where we discuss more topics we don't post on these short videos. Peace.